Hello, my name is Ned, and I'm the host of BlackBoxOnlineRadio. I do a regular segment on this channel every Monday where I talk about the Zodiac Killer, and I thought it would be good to do a debunking series to talk about the suspects that I genuinely do not believe are the Zodiac Killer. Absolutely not. No devil's advocate, no playing around, not trying to weigh the merit of somebody else's idea. People whom I believe have been accused of those crimes that took place in 1968 and 69, but they're not the guy. Today I would like to talk about a particular suspect, Bruce McGregor Davis. Bruce Davis was perhaps more famous for being Charles Manson's right-hand man. The other two right-hand men that have had some reason to hold the title are Tex Watson, who is more famous, and Paul Watkins, who wanted to be more famous but wasn't. So, with Bruce Davis, a big claim that has been made in favor of him being the Zodiac Killer comes from Howard Davis and Bill Nelson, and that is that they took the Zodiac Killer composite sketch, they ran it through computers, and that Bruce Davis matches the composite more so than any other Zodiac Killer suspect. Here's an issue with that. The composite sketches came after the shooting of Paul Stine on October 11th of 1969. Where was Bruce Davis on October 11th of 1969? I can tell you where he was on October 12th of 1969. The next day, he was in Southern California, in Death Valley, the Barker Ranch, getting arrested. They did a raid on the Barker Ranch, and he was arrested for Grand Theft Auto. The next day, did he just travel from San Francisco down to Death Valley, show up, and then get arrested for Grand Theft Auto? Crazier things have happened, but doesn't look like he's in the Bay Area. I mean, we have a definitive placement of him outside of the Bay Area, less than 24 hours later. And I learned about this in somewhat of a roundabout way. I did an episode on this channel, Black Box Online Radio, back in 2019 called Zodiac Killer, Bruce Davis. And I was talking about how Bruce Davis surrendered to the police on December 2nd of 1969. And somebody wrote into the comments section, which I invite all of you to do, and he or she said that Bruce Davis was arrested on October 12th of 1969. And I was like, what? I thought it was December 2nd. So I decided to read up on this at a great place, cielodrive.com. I go over there all the time to learn about the Manson family, and it says just that. Bruce Davis was arrested on October 12th, 1969 in Southern California at the Barker Ranch, near Death Valley, in Death Valley. I'm a West Virginian, not too big on my California geography, but outside of the Bay Area. I think I've gathered that much. That doesn't place him in the San Francisco area at the time. Now, Bruce Davis has... Oh, by the way, he was eventually released on that Grand Theft Auto charge due to insufficient evidence. But Bruce Davis has a bigger problem than just being in a different part of California near the time of the Stein shooting. The first confirmed Zodiac Killer incident, crime, was the Lake Herman Road murders, and that took place on December 20th of 1968. Bruce Davis was reportedly in England at the time. He has addressed this directly himself. Other members of the Manson family have talked about this in their books, that Bruce Davis was in England in December of 1968. May have said 69 there a second ago. December of 1968, Bruce Davis was in England, and he did a very long trip. It was multi-month. He went from the fall of 1968 all the way to the spring of 1969. He is in not only England, but possibly going into continental Europe and North Africa. And I bring this up because somebody named Caleb contacted Bruce Davis in prison. He wrote him a letter saying, hey, these guys on the internet are saying that you're the Zodiac Killer. Do you have a response to that? And Bruce Davis actually took the time to respond to him, not writing out a full letter of rebuttal and refutation, but he made these little notations on the side of the letter. And a very big one that has been pointed out is that he stands by his claim. He was in England during December of 1968. Ergo, he was not the Zodiac Killer. And here's something else, though, that has come up. I was listening to the Tate LaBianca radio program, which did an interview with Howard Davis, author of the Zodiac Manson Connection. And he said that in 1966, Bruce Davis was working as a pipe fitter in Riverside, California. Bruce Davis responded to this directly in Caleb's letter by saying, not only has he never lived in Riverside, California, he has also never been a pipe fitter. Riverside, California, of course, relevant to the murder of Sherry Jo Bates, which occurred on October 30th of 1966. I mean, he's taken the time to say that these allegations are false. And even if you're going to be like, this guy doesn't want to be accused of more murders, he is in jail, he's up for parole, this is why he's lying, it's looking less and less likely that Sherry Jo Bates was the genuine Zodiac killer victim. May she rest in peace, of course. But after the discoveries recently that the Bates had to die letters are a hoax, the 3 letters that said Bates had to die, there will be more, and signed with what looks to be like a letter Z, those have since been proven to be a hoax, a prank, a sick joke. Well, any of these types of Riverside connections are much flimsier, and they're just hanging by a thread, more or less. So, trying to connect Bruce Davis to the murder of Sherry Jo Bates, it doesn't seem like that's very likely. And it really stood out to me, though, when he took the time to note that he has never been a pipe fitter. That's not saying, no, I didn't commit this murder. It's pointing out that there are just pieces of information that have been directly fabricated. And with Bruce Davis, there's something else that's very interesting, catches your eye, catches your ear if you're listening to it on a podcast. Howard Davis said this, I believe it's in the Planet X Filmworks interview that he did, that Bruce Davis continued to write the Zodiac letters from prison, turns himself into the police, December of 1969, yet the Zodiac keeps writing letters, especially in the 1970s. This is the Zodiac speaking. He's writing these things from prison and nobody notices. Even the 1974 Exorcist letter, after this guy's rotting in jail for, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, going on 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I think I'm going to write a Zodiac letter just for fun, just for kicks, because I'm the Zodiac killer and I didn't get caught. Let alone that they're monitoring communications in prison and people can see what's going in and out. And this guy's just still writing the letters in jail and nobody notices. But that's not the biggest thing, because as I said, crazier things have happened and people can get away with things like that. What I care much more about is, where was he on the nights of Zodiac activity? And I can't bring it into a court of law and say that, all right, Bruce Davis was in Death Valley on October 11th of 1969. But the fact that he is there the next day, I'm tempted to believe, I do believe that he spent the night of October 11th, 1969 at the Barker Ranch in Death Valley, nowhere near San Francisco. And I do believe that he was in England in December of 1968 at the time of the Lake Herman Road murders. And the last thing I would say is, this is going to sound a little bit weird, but a big argument that has been put forward against any interpretation involving Bruce Davis and the Zodiac Killer mystery is that he had long hair in the summer and fall of 1969. I know it sounds really weird, but somebody can make their hair appear longer by wearing a wig, but how would you make your hair appear shorter to have that blonde crew cut that was seen in said composite sketches after the Stein shooting? If he has the perfect facial feature and it's a perfect match, well, that's one thing that's been brought up, that he had long hair, he had a full beard. I don't have any photos of Bruce Davis on September 27th of 1969 or October 11th of 1969, those exact days, but it's something that people have raised to attention. They brought attention to this, and that's not an immediate disqualifying factor. I mean, a lot of the Zodiac victims, such as Mike Michaud at Blue Rock Springs on the 4th of July, 1969, didn't get a good look at the perpetrator's face. He just said it was really big. Cecilia Shepard saw the Zodiac on September 27th of 69 at Lake Berryessa before he put on his hooded costume. She wasn't able to make out any discernible features. That's why these witness descriptions, maybe it's not the strongest piece of evidence. When it comes to eliminating a suspect Where were they? I'll tell you where Bruce Davis was in December of '68. He was in England. I'll tell you where he was in October of '69. He was in Death Valley, the Barker Ranch, with the Manson family. He's connected to the Manson family more so than the Zodiac Killer mystery. So I do not believe that Bruce Davis was the Zodiac Killer. And those are some reasons why. Please share anything you want in the comment section. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me why. Anything. Just write anything that you would like to down there. And you can always like and subscribe. Follow along with Zodiac Mondays here on Black Box Online Radio. Feel free to visit any of the other episodes on all kinds of subjects. Anything is fair game. And remember, being weird is not a crime. Until next time.